Hi guys, welcome to Reality with T, and today we are featuring Geraldine. Thank you for joining me.
Hey.
So wait, first of all, what's in your cup? What's in your teacup?
We have some wine today in my teacup.
Okay, I have some
Oh, look, the same color.
yeah,
Cheers.
berry Ciroc and the strawberry lemonade I mixed it with.
There you go. Nice.
Fruity for me.
Well, cheers.
So we're going to cover 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. So, usually me and Geraldine work together. And so we used to talk about this every day, the day after it would air. So I'm happy to have you with me today. So first we're going to start with Asuelu and Lonnie. I call her Lonnie. She's Kalani.
Kalani, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, okay, first of all, before we even start about this episode, what do you think of Asuelu in general, being that we both have like the school psych background? What do you think? And we also have to, because Kalani just put out a statement, because I guess people have been harassing her saying you need to get Asuelu and your kids tested for ADHD and autism. And she wrote a statement saying, basically he's from a different country. He doesn't speak the language. You can't diagnose them from the show. She said, my mother's in healthcare. I think her mother's a nurse. That has nothing to do with it. But if she felt that they needed to be assessed, we would. So what do you think?
Why? Because the kids are always crying?
I don't know why they think the kids. I would question Asuelu only because remember when they had the tell-all and he started banging himself in the head when he was overstimulated?
I didn't see the tell-all.
They cut it off real quick. It was the first
time. Started banging himself?
Yeah, he started hitting his head.
Oh. I always saw it as a culture thing, like just a language thing. That sometimes when he expresses himself, it's like there's limitations. So I don't know, like, I feel like if I spoke, what do they speak? Somali?
What they speak?
In his language, like maybe I would be able to like, if I could hear him in his language and I knew the language, maybe I feel like I could like pick up on it more, but because there's a language barrier there, like I always associate it with that he can't find the words because he's thinking in his language.
Okay. That's what I was thinking, but I would think that would really annoy me because I can't take it. He really takes really too long to get to what he's trying to say, and it just does. Elementary that I would be talking to a third grader.
But I think if you also think about like his upbringing, right? Like what he's exposed to, like his life over there, right? The culture over there. I don't know like what it is. So maybe he's not exposed to the same like language that we are here, you know what I'm saying? Or like just that's why like I always think it's a culture thing, but it's I guess I just assume that because of the fact that because like he's so into his culture, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. So I think he was just like a farmer. I think he was farming over there. He wasn't doing much.
Right. So then it's like maybe they didn't even speak much. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's more hands-on, like maybe non-verbal cues, like hey, or like like that's the way that they speak. You know what I'm saying? Like even the way his mom speaks sometimes, it's like a little bit, so I always just be like, oh, I think it's just their culture. So I never think about it as, does he have a learning disability?
Okay.
Is he ADHD? Is he immature? Absolutely.
Yes, very.
I think that's the biggest concern.
I think it's like the difference, like Kalani seems so articulate to me. It just makes it such a big discrepancy. Like, she's educated. She has a pretty good, vocabulary. I'm just like, how does she deal with that? Like, I just couldn't do it. Like, I don't want to sound racist or anything, but Jesus Christ.
I think she just, she was on vacation.
That's
and when you're on vacation,
thank you.
Things are different.
And then I was like, his father is so overbearing. She was probably like, oh, I fell in love with him. And she had to like play this whole thing up because I don't see it at all. I don't know.
Yeah. I also sometimes feel bad for him though, because I think it's a lot. It is also a lot. Like she comes with a lot because she comes with also her family, who she's very close to, and who
Right.
are also very overprotective of her. And sometimes
Yeah.
I feel bad because I think he feels left out, like he can't express himself
Yeah.
freely because then he's like, oh wait, hold on, like.
Yeah. But then
No.
that's why I was also saying the father knows the language. Like I would think that instead of like
Yeah.
making yourself his antagonist, why don't you try to help him? Why don't you translate? Why don't you?
Yeah, he's always using like violence, like trying to scare him. Like I'm just like, all right, like come
Yeah,
on,
I'm over
stop it
it.
already. It's
Yeah.
been how many seasons you're gonna talk about that you're gonna use violence? You're not gonna use violence. Get over it. Like, come on, you're gonna punch or whatever
Yeah.
the father of your grandkids. Like that's just.
What's that gonna do?
It's not even going to solve anything.
Exactly.
Now that I think that he should guide him a little bit more, maybe. And I feel like there should be more of a connection because they're from the same culture.
Exactly. But it's almost like and I think I feel like I've met people like that here too, who come from different countries. Like he is ashamed of where he came from and he wants to know it. And he's just kind of like, because he said, I don't want my daughters to hook up with anybody from there. But you're from so like either it's really, really bad there or like, what is it? You know what I mean? Or is it self-hate? What's going on here?
Yeah. He's like so against her.
Yeah. And I think that Asuelu is depressed being here because
Yes.
It's like, he has to like get a real job, and the real job that he has is like selling pudding or something, you know?
Yeah, like shakes or something.
Yeah. And it's part-time. So like, what the hell?
I know.
That kind of sucks.
I know. I feel bad for him sometimes.
I do. No, I feel bad for him all the time because I think
But then he sometimes his mouth is a little bit like when he called her a bitch. What was it? Was it a bitch?
A lazy bitch.
A lazy bitch. I was like, all right, you took it.
I'm laughing because they kind of push him to the edge, though.
They do, though. They kind of do. But he also doesn't do well with pressure. Like it's like he kind of like he freezes up or whatever.
Yeah. He probably also doesn't know half of what they're saying, though. You know what I mean? It's like they're using sarcasm. You know what I mean? Like I feel bad for him. I feel like I feel worse for him because he's stuck here by himself. At least until we found out that his mother is in a different state. But
right. And then what do you think about his family? His mother, the sister?
First of all, they all look angry as hell. Like, what are they so mad about? And then that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I kind of felt like maybe there is a little disability because I feel like they're used to taking advantage of him. Like, for some reason, it's like that they're like, we can manipulate him to just keep giving us money. Like he's working for us. Like, it's just kind of weird the way that they're demanding money from him.
That's true. And then how in the end, or like at the end when they interviewed the mom was like, oh, when we were in Samoa, he used to give me, when he worked, he gave me everything.
Yeah, like he just worked to give it to her. I feel like, okay, maybe that was cool if you were over there, but if you're living in America and you know how expensive things are and how things work.
Right, because it's not like she lives over there and she doesn't understand the American dollar and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, like some things I'm like, I think they're trying to take advantage of him.
Yeah.
And like, it's just too much. Like, I'm like, and you live here. Like, so it's not easy, Yeah. I also feel like in some ways I understand that you're supposed to help your family because I guess I'm Dominican, and so like in our culture we're supposed to help our family. Like we're supposed to give money. So when we're established, we're supposed to send money or like help support our parents. So I kind of understand that, but it's a little bit excessive. Like $1,000, like I'll give you what I can. You know what I'm saying? But you're asking me for $1,000, and like it's a bit like unrealistic. And also like, and like as soon as they sat to eat, it was like already like, how much did you bring me?
And then I thought it was going to the mother, but it's really going to the church and to it's not like like they know he has young kids. They know he's only working part-time. Like I was so glad Lonnie asked the sister, like, well, do you send money home?
But I was thinking the same thing when she said that. I was like, oh my God, I was thinking the same thing. Like,
and then she was like, it's none of your business.
Right,
no, it's my business.
Right, exactly. And then how they also then said, oh, her family has money. What does that have to do with it? Like,
yes. So they're just leeches. They just want money.
I didn't like that. I was like, oh, hell no. Like, so what? They're supposed to then just depend on her family so that he works to support his mom and dad, but not his kids? Like, that's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's insane. What did you think? You know, he got so mad. What did you think about Lonnie teasing him about, she was saying his mother was making out with him?
That was funny. When he stormed off, I said, oh, shit.
Well, I thought it was funny, but I didn't know that she would say it to him so soon. Like, I didn't.
Me either. I thought she would let it, like, sit for a little bit, like, marinate.
And she kept saying it.
She kept saying it, and I'm like, oh, my God. Like, and then it's, like, on national television, so maybe he's also thinking, like, oh, my God, people are going to start thinking that I make out with my mother.
Yeah, she kept... Now, I could see how he was mad. Like, she kept saying this.
Yeah, I could see. In the beginning, I was like, wait, why are you storming off? And then she kept going, and I was like, nah, right, you're taking it too far now.
They're all really weird. Like, the whole family is weird. I'm sorry to say that. The sister is deaf, but only one sister knows how to communicate with her.
Yeah, I know.
Weird situation. That's why he didn't want to go to see his mother. That's why we never heard about her. He wanted to go back all the way to Samoa to see his father and them.
His father, yeah, he did, yeah.
Because it's like, I have to pay y'all off for you to love me. That's just weird.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
But it was cute. I wrote down that he's talking about, I love the truck food. And he was like,
oh my God, he was like, I want the best of the best. I was like, he's such a like child, like not like he has such a like a I don't know, not like a child in a bad way, but like
innocence,
like innocent, like innocent. Yeah. He was like, I want, give me 3 of the best of the best. It was mad cute.
He was really trying to like have like a good spread for his family, which was really nice. Like, I want them to get the best of everything, and they still weren't satisfied.
Right. Yeah.
That was like, the messed up part.
Yeah, I didn't like that. They should have been more appreciative. And then how she just got up and left in the middle of it. Yeah. Like, someone just bought you food. At least eat it.
Exactly.
Shit.
You take a doggy bag or something?
I know, right? Because it's to go.
Exactly. Then storm off.
And then storm off with your food. But damn, be appreciative.
Yeah. That was a hot mess.
Yeah.
I had bad notes on them. Oh, look, we covered that. Yeah, so they gave him $50. Well, they gave him $100, right? So good for them. That's about it.
100, and then food too. They brought
in the gifts,
shirts and whatever, the beef or something in a can that they really like or something.
Right.
Which I think was more than enough. Like,
I do too. Yeah.
And I had to spend money to come here. Like, what do you think?
Exactly.
A flight, a car, a haunted house with a ghost. The ghost thing was a little weird.
Like, look at the thing there, which is weird because I would be out. I don't play with ghosts.
Right? Yeah, me either.
So I'd be like, no, some ghost is gonna follow me.
Yeah. Nope. I would have packed myself and be like, we gotta go.
Exactly. Okay, let me see. Let's see. Okay, wait. Okay, let's talk about Sinjin and Tanya.
Sinjin. Oh my goodness.
He's depressed too.
He's depressed.
Everybody that moves, and even on the other way, I was just watching the other way before you call. Everybody that moves to the other place, to the new place, the person they're moving to be with is not ready for them. Like, they're broke and poor, and they have like pulled the lid over their eyes because like nobody is set up for the person coming to live with them, and it's like they lie. I don't. Because Sinjin didn't think it was gonna be like this. Like, I'm sure he didn't want to move to damn Connecticut because Connecticut sucks. From South Africa.
Sorry, people who live in Connecticut.
Sorry. No, it's just like, it's just kind of dreary. Ain't nothing to do there. Like, pretty in certain places.
It is.
But I can understand why,
I think she doesn't let him be in some ways.
Right.
I understand her, but I think her approach is off.
Yeah.
Like the way she's always like, but make sure you're not going to drink.
Right.
but hey, relax. Like, but he's such a free spirit.
Right.
I think this is just who he is. And I'm like, girl, that's the guy you kind of met. Like, he's always been this way. He's kind of like, you know, free spirit. Yeah. Oh, you want to drink at 8 o'clock in the morning? Let's go, you know?
Right.
And I get that she wants that people do grow. People should grow with each other and, you know, have responsibilities and all that. But I think in his core, he is a just fun-spirited type of person. Yeah. And I think that she's kind of the way she's pushing him is like pushing him away.
Right. I think that they got married too soon, like he said, because if they didn't get married that soon, they probably wouldn't have gotten married. Because he said, like, I mean, maybe he never really said that he was going to settle down. Even before they got married, she started talking about kids. He was like, I don't really want that right now. And she kept pushing it. So I don't know. I don't think that's going to work. Because she's a free spirit in her own way as well. Because remember, she was traveling all over and she met him in this whole thing. But it was like, okay, I'm going to travel and do this until, you know, I want to settle down. But he's not ready yet.
Right. And I think she's at a different point in her life.
Though we've never seen him drunk. He might be a hot mess when he's drunk.
I mean, no, but we saw him when he went to the bar, when he went on the interview, his words were slurring. His words were slurring. I was like, he's feeling nice. He was like, what? Like, he was just like, I'm not going, he's feeling nice.
And that was right after the interview. Like, the guy could have called him later.
Right. Well, he decided to have a drink and sit there at the bar and just, it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. I mean, but then again, like, I don't know if that's part of their culture too, like in South Africa, like,
to drink.
We can just, and then like, even like in this episode when he said he was going to go hang out with his friends, they were gonna do a guys thing or something. She was like, well, remember, don't get too crazy. Like, she was already like telling him or whatever. And I'm just like, girl, you're gonna because she's also straining herself, like thinking so much about him and what he's doing. And that's why I think she started crying with the mom, because I think that she's taking on so much burden, like, and stress that first she has her own shit to deal with her foot and
she
whatever.
Can't get a job either.
She can't get a job either. Right. So I don't know. Like, I feel like in some way she's like pushing him away.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Because I mean, think about every time he expressed that he was excited to go home, it was like, don't get too excited. Like
right. Like, all right there.
Yeah.
But he's the type of person that, like, if he sees something that he really likes, it could be the smallest thing. He'd be like, hey, like, oh my God, you know?
And she's like, all right, chill out.
It's just like, you're doing too much.
Right.
But I think people forget that you have to remember who you got with. Like, I'm sure he was like that from day one. You liked it in day one. And day one, when you were in the party, you know, taking them shots with him in South Africa, you love that.
That's true. And they met when she was in party mode, though.
That's what I'm saying. And
now he wants to party. He really should have left her ass here. He don't want to take her to South Africa. He was ready to go home and have fun with his family and his friends. Like, he's like, damn, as soon as we get in the car, you want to talk about me drinking? Like, shut up.
Right. Like, you know what? You can stay here. Stay here.
Exactly. He was really hoping she said, no, I don't want to go.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. How old are they?
I feel like they're around 30s, right? Or she's, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Over 35. They're under 35.
And she doesn't have a job, right?
No. Remember, so she did that herbalist thing in Costa Rica, and she still isn't doing herbalist stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're two different people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see. We shall see.
Yeah.
Like Andrei and Libby. Okay, what do you think about this? This is like the second half of the fight, the almost fight with her brother.
No, they fought. Well, it was the ending.
They pushed each other. Yeah.
They pushed each other. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Andrei, I would be scared of him.
He's abusive. I think he's abusive.
You think he's abusive? I
say that. Okay, he's already emotionally abusive, but I think that she's scared of him. I think she puts on for the camera when she's being confrontational with him. I don't know. I always think somebody's abusive. I'm sorry. Like, because the way he talks to her is crazy.
Yeah, he's very, like, I think he has, like, he's always trying to prove his manhood all the time. Like, it's just like, relax. Like,
but then why doesn't he work? You can't prove your manhood.
Right. And then he plays the gender role. This is the part that gets to me, is that he plays the gender roles to his advantage. Whenever it's to his advantage, he plays the gender role. Now that he went to his country, he's all about, like, asking her, oh, you know, what was he asking her with the whole he's always like, oh, well, you're the woman and you're supposed to this. And I'm just like, but when you're in Florida, it's a whole different.
He's chilling. He's chilling because he's enjoying living off of her father. And, you know, as much as they yap, they still do it. They still give them money. So he's chilling.
Right. But then, like, and when he's over there, he's kind of, like, not like he bashes her, but he's just like, yeah, well, you're the woman and blah, blah. And then she's just like, wait, but we don't even do these gender roles in Florida because you're home. Like, I'm the breadwinner here. Like,
I think because he's on his home turf and he's comfortable and he also has to put on for his friends and family.
So he, like, puts on, like, it's like to his advantage.
Yeah,
right?
But he was a chauvinist in Florida too. Remember, he was still nasty.
Yeah, no, he for sure. He's always nasty though.
He's a hot mess. I just think that he felt like he's at home. And I feel like he wants her to get her over there and trap her over there and not let her back.
Nah, I don't think. He got her already. They're married. They have a kid. She's trapped. She's in. Like,
yeah.
She ain't going nowhere. I mean,
I would be.
Her family, though, is a bit much.
No, I agree. I see both sides. I have a reason to be that way because he is he's just a nasty person. I can see why they would want to question him, but the way they're doing it, bullying him, putting him on the spot, they deserve to get their ass handed to them because they came so snobby to Moldova. Like, as soon as they got off the plane.
Yeah. Oh, like, this is the airport. I was like, damn, you just got here.
But mind you, the airport looked fine. I've been to smaller airports in airports in Florida. In Tallahassee, that airport is like, it only has 3 terminals. So what are you talking about?
But who cares? Like,
exactly.
It's like an airport. It's an airport. But
exactly.
You go in, you get your bag, and you get out. That's it.
Exactly. But they lost their bag, so they was mad.
Right. That's what they get, though. You know when people bring negative energy? Like, they already had a negative energy. Negative, like, bad things come to you. So it's like this whole trip, they didn't want to do it. They were super negative about it. And then, like, how the sister was like, oh, I was reading it's dangerous over there.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, all right. Like,
yeah. I just felt like they don't know how to travel. Like, they really have.
No, they don't.
And I feel like that about most of the Americans on this show. It's like, you don't go to another country and demand that things be done in the American way and all this kind of stuff. Like, what the hell? Like, even when they were talking about, oh, my family won't like this kind of food. But I did forget about the fact that they were paying for it. But I'm like, if you're going to another country, like, just don't eat the damn food. Like, go to McDonald's afterwards. Like, get over.
Yeah, I agree. It's not your
wedding. It's not
your wedding.
It's not like, everything has to be done for them. And I felt like the brother and the father kept poking the bear.
They kept poking.
To try to beat their ass. Yeah.
The thing is that also Andrei doesn't help either, though, because then he gives them more. Like, he knows how to annoy them.
Right.
So, like, but, like, also, like, you're at a table and you're questioning his background. And my thing is, like, they're already married. They have a kid together. Yeah. I mean, like, what? Okay, let's say, I don't know, he got arrested or whatever you think he did. I don't know. Right. Who cares? At this point, who cares? He has his papers. He's legal. Mm-hmm. Got your daughter. They have a daughter together. They're married legally. Right. What is that going to do anyways? You knowing whatever it is. Now, if you're worried about it and you're going to have a conversation with your daughter, like, hey, I think you should read up. Right. You know, that's her problem, in all honesty. Because so they kept, like, going and going, and I'm just like, all right, now you're being disrespectful and rude. Like, you're at a table with his family, and you're questioning, do you really think that his family is going to also, if Andrei is saying don't say anything, of course I'm not gonna say anything. Like I'm gonna look out for you. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Exactly. And I don't know these people that are coming up in here questioning us. So, right.
They're super rude. And then the dad was trying to change it up. It was like, oh, you see, look at how he's acting. And this is,
right.
Is this how he acts? And it's just like, I mean, but you've been this whole trip asking the same fucking question.
Exactly. I didn't think he was in the wrong. I could see why he was upset. And he was drunk as hell.
Yeah.
Did you think, I thought Libby should have like said something though, because they were both, I know that she doesn't want to be in the middle, but at the same time she have to tell your brother and father, like, y'all need to stop at some point, and tell Andrei, you need to stop.
Yeah, so I think I think in some ways, yeah, that like she should have stopped. I think sometimes she defends her family too much too. Like sometimes she's always like, but they're my family, but you know how my family is, and it's just like, yeah, but you should also defend your husband and let your family know, hey, you can't talk to him like that, or stop questioning him. Like, let me question him, you know?
Right.
And if I decide not to question him, then that's my business.
Right.
At the end of the day, she's the one who's sleeping with him at night.
Exactly.
Not them. Like,
exactly. And she's a grown woman. But you know what the father can do? He can stop giving them money. He's an enabler because he's allowing this. Like, just leave them alone.
Yeah.
They have to work.
Yeah.
They're gonna say, oh yeah, I liked his brother. Like, his brother was like the mediator, and it seems like Andrei's family is afraid of him because everyone in his family is like, oh, he's a hothead.
Yeah, they did say that
about him. And they kind of like always try to calm him down. I don't know. I feel like he's like a brute. Like I don't want to see him like go off because I feel like he would whoop everybody's ass.
And then he was like, let's go. You're my wife. What do you think? Let's go.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
I don't know.
But I don't know if it's like because he's like, it's like he's always trying to show his manhood in some way. Like, I don't know. He's always trying to show it off.
Because he's probably insecure also. Like,
right. Because like, there's so much insecurity there in some ways. Like, because he's like, let's go. You're my wife.
Right. So why doesn't he just step up and just work? You know what I'm saying? Like, why doesn't he make her stay home?
Make her stay home?
Not make her, but like allow her to stay home then with the kid. If it was
I don't think she wants to be home. She says that she doesn't want that.
Didn't they have some kind of a child care issue? Well, really, at this point, the baby is old enough to go to wherever else. So
they didn't want to spend money or something. Apparently, it would be too expensive.
They don't have to spend money. The father pays for everything. So why can't her mother watch the baby or one of her sister's nannies? Because remember, the sisters are all rich. All their men are rich.
Right.
Nanny
I don't know if maybe she doesn't want, or he doesn't want them to be, I don't know. I'm not sure.
At this point, it's not what you want because you're not paying any bills. You need to go to work.
You need to go to work.
Honestly, like the father put him through trucking school, remember? And then he didn't want to get the job. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, I think he's lazy.
Yeah, and he's
using this to be lazy. And then I don't know if he really ever had a stable job in his life.
Right. That's true.
I think he just jumped around and saw, oh, this is hard, I'm not doing this, and then.
Right.
All right, who's next?
You like Angela?
Angela and Michael.
Yeah. So
he's crazy.
That's what, okay, they were on the boat ride. Yeah, they were on the boat ride, and she was asking him, does he have doubts and stuff, and if he would still marry her if she couldn't have kids. I think this whole conversation is so stupid because we know she can't, she's 54 years old.
Yeah, like we know it ain't happening, girl.
It's very unhealthy.
Yeah, you ain't got no eggs.
You don't have any eggs. Like you're gonna have this baby. You have 6 grandkids. Like this
I think Michael, in some ways, is like, you know what? I'm gonna marry her. Yes. And I'm gonna follow this along, and then I'm gonna go get some chick pregnant and have my baby outside.
That's what I think.
It's gonna be too late by then.
Exactly. By the time he gets over here, they haven't even let him over here yet. I don't understand why the family is pushing this so hard because I don't know, because I just feel like they have to know that she can't have kids as well. So why are they pushing?
I don't know. Maybe over there they don't really.
Oh, because they want her to they want him to be able to have a surrogate.
Right.
But she's not going to do that because she's too insecure. Like that's not even how we do it, and she doesn't.
Honestly, I think she's abusive. I'm sorry.
She is. I think she is racist
abusive.
and
the way
abusive.
that you think she's racist?
Absolutely. The way that she talks about, even this episode, damn,
That's true.
the culture, damn this culture. When you get to America, fuck your culture and
Yeah.
do it the way I want you to. When we get to America, you're going to be a babysitter. You're going to be a cook. I'm not cooking for you. I'm not doing shit for you. How many times has she said that?
She really she has to also understand you are marrying a Nigerian man. Like,
Exactly.
at some ways you have to conform to something, girl.
There's
like,
no compromise.
There's no compromise. What she says goes. Whatever the way that she views the relationship, how it should go, is how it's gonna go.
Exactly. And I think he's just going along with it because he wants to get over here. But when he gets over here, it's gonna be a hot mess.
That's what I think. I think he's just like, let me just keep on.
Because his whole thing from the beginning was, I want to get to America because he liked Trump. Remember, he was like idolized Trump because he started his business or whatever. He wanted to start his business to be an entrepreneur.
Right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So because to me, and I think we're going to see next week when the sister's like, you're really going to deal with this attitude? Because she treats it, when she threw the cake in his face, she does the shit to him. That's
when she's screaming at him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the only reason he takes it, because it's not like she's cute. It's not like she's young. Like, it's not like, I do think that she has some endearing qualities about her. I like how she cares for her grandkids. You know, she can tell that she cares for her people. You know what I mean?
But she's just too explosive.
And she's ridiculous. She's nasty.
I mean, like, imagine her as a man.
Right.
Like, that would be pretty scary.
That would be a whole different story.
Right. And so I think a lot of times, sometimes we don't really talk about this, and this happens a lot, is men get abused by women.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
and
that verbal abuse and that emotional abuse is real.
That's true. And
like, girls
how she was like, when she sat down with the 3 girls and she walked off and the wedding is off, and she is so insecure. I mean, and she should be, but she is so insecure that it's like, so when he gets over here, he's not even supposed to look at he can't even have a conversation with a woman. Like, what's the expectation?
I think sometimes his approach is off because he's so scared of telling her the truth that then it just comes off wrong. But I think it's because he's so scared of really telling her the whole story. And so he ends up kind of lying or like leaving things out because he's just so scared of how she's going to react to it. Right. I don't think you're right. You know, she doesn't respect his culture. You have to understand that when you get with someone from someone else's culture, you have to also take that into consideration and maybe compromise. And like, she even makes fun of it, like the whole thing about like her not cooking. She's like, haha, look at you cooking. Look, that's what you're gonna be doing in America. And like,
hello,
cooking. And I'm just like, I mean, so then what are you doing?
Yeah, she acts like he's gonna be her do boy when he gets over here.
Like, what is she gonna be putting in this relationship?
Right. She gonna be taking care of the grandkids, and he gonna be cooking and cleaning and all the stuff she said. I don't know. I think she's very abusive. I think she does have great qualities, like you said, but that's an abusive relationship. Yeah, I had to look at the good qualities in her because I really hated baby girl Lisa in the last one.
Oh, baby girl Lisa.
Like, she was disgusting. She talked to that man as if he was like a toy. Like, and she was like asking, like, get your mother's blessing so I can take you back. Like, it was just like, she talked about him like he was a piece of shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah.
Every time I hear her, like, when she starts off, and then the smoking.
No, even while the doctor's on the phone with her.
She's a freaking chimney. She's just every second, give me a cigarette. Michael, give me a cigarette. Oh, I need a cigarette.
And he is disgusted by the smoking. And also, he even tells her, like, are you gonna, like, don't talk this way around my family. Like, she embarrasses him.
Yeah, she really is. And when she was like so excited about the cake, it doesn't help, like, not to be mean, but like, she was like, oh my God, there's a cake. Oh, I'm so excited.
Even he was like, I'm good.
She's like, here.
She's like, we need the cake. But even when the family said, we're going to pay for most of the wedding, she was still like, no, I'm not going to bend. Like, it's going to be an American wedding. Like, at least if they're paying for it, you could at least
do something that's their
exactly.
tradition, whatever they do, a dance or like, I don't know, a little ritual or something. I feel like she does not conform to anything. He, like, if he says red and she don't like red, it's not red. Like, that's it, and that's what it is. And I don't know. I would say a little prayer for him.
Right. We'll see. Here. We'll see if he makes it.
He makes it.
Is it worth it?
Right.
Okay. Who do I have? I have Paul and Karini next, and that's not even going to take long because
they're just whack.
Yeah, she complains. I don't know.
She complains too much.
She picked the wrong person because to me, she never says, like, even the other people that come, they're like, oh, I can't work yet. You know, I can't work, wait till I can work and get my driver's license. So she ain't
trying to work.
Inspiration for herself. She just, when can you start taking care of me? Why aren't you taking care of me? Like, I would respect her more if she was like, when I start, I can't wait to work and I can, you know, do my own thing. But
I think she's stuck on my job is my child, but I think she holds on, like, even the way that she's like, oh, if you don't take care of us and me and the baby are leaving, like, that's so messed up, like, that you would just be like
using the baby
like,
as
that's his son, you know?
Like, exactly. And then what did
like,
you
how
like
hurtful.
You came back with him. Like, he didn't come back 2 months ahead of time and get set up. Like, y'all literally got off the plane together. Like, he does need to get it together. Granted,
some of those trailers that they were looking at, I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, but you knew he didn't have it together because he never had it together.
I think she thought that the mom was going to help them out a lot and they were going to
Yes, she did. And the mother's done.
I guess in her culture, like, the family kind of tries to help you, but the mom is like, no, I know my son. If I help him, he's never leaving.
He's never leaving, exactly. And he should have never brought y'all over here anyway.
Right. He needs that, like, push.
Yeah.
So she's, like, real dry. I heard she's pregnant again.
I did too. I have to look at all the stuff because she, like, ran away from him, and now there's a custody thing, and he couldn't find her for a little while. I got to look at that.
They're still here?
I believe so, but she ran off with some man, he was saying, and he got an STD. I have to look up the stuff. It was a whole bunch of back and forth stuff that
I also don't know how they speak. Like, she uses a translator, but then he doesn't use a translator. I never hear him using it.
Because she's been learning English, and he never really tried to learn Portuguese, but she has been learning English, so she's better.
But when he speaks to her in English, does she even understand what he's saying?
I think some of it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't use a translator to, like, have his English translated to Portuguese.
Right. But
like, that's the thing that
only when they get, like, heated, because I think at one point she was like, get the phone because she didn't understand. But, like,
she didn't understand, right? But only she uses it.
Right?
I don't think
he knows more English than he knows Portuguese, even though he's been living.
Got it. Right. They're just weird. They're not really affectionate. There's like very like
you never see them happy.
No, he's always trying to please her though, you know?
Yeah.
I feel bad for him, but I do think that he's trying, but I think that he is someone that needs that push.
Yeah.
But
she ever remember when they were still they were married and she was still talking to other American men? Remember she had men sending her money and stuff?
Oh, I didn't see them before.
That was a while ago. Like, she still had men sending her money and he was so upset. I feel like she just wanted to find somebody who had money and she is disappointed that it was Paul.
Well, she definitely got the wrong one.
Exactly. Because
he's at the other end.
Yes.
All right, who's next?
Last is
Colt. Jess.
Colt, yes, Colt and Jess. Oh, good Lord.
Colt is a hot mess.
I'm sorry. Okay, I know we're supposed to say this is abuse and stuff, but when she was throwing those shoes at him, and then when she was like cowering in the corner, he was like, like, oh my God, he is such a punk. Why?
He is. And then he gets with these women that are like fierce. Like, they're like,
yeah.
No, they're like hot. Like, they get angry. Like, they have a short fuse, you know?
Exactly. and the mother wants to be his girlfriend. The mother's like, Colt, just stay in here tonight. She's so dangerous.
I'm like, she's a little bit much.
It's really
but you know what? Sometimes when she speaks, I understand her. Like I'm like,
yeah.
But she just, yeah, right. And this girl definitely she just wants the papers. Her visa about to expire.
Exactly.
She's just looking for someone, from some guy to come over and like be like, marry me.
Right, because did you see him in that Speedo? Yeah.
But hey, maybe she really likes it. I don't know. And then like she's also very disrespectful. Like even like when she met the mom the first time, she's talking about sex and like and all this stuff and like kissing him. I'm just like, I mean, you can have a little bit of respect. Like I get it. You could be free spirited. Hey, listen. But there's a time and a place too. Like you why do you have to talk about sex right now? It's like out of context, and it's just
like, and then at her family's table, when she put her hand, she shut the fuck up and called the son of a bitch. Like, are you kidding me? The fact that he even let that happen is ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't like that. She's a bit much. I'm really not a fan. But Colt is also
he's
right, because first off, you know, he lied. So there off the bat, he's wrong. He lied. And I just think that he just needs attention from women.
He does. And
it doesn't matter how he gets it. He just needs attention from women.
Right.
You know? So.
But what kind of women? Because when all she did was having a fight with him, and then she said, I'm going to go sleep with my ex.
I think she was just doing that to get him mad.
That's just not something I would say on TV, you know?
She's saying that on purpose to try to get him more upset because she probably knows that he's very jealous and doesn't want her. I think it's just because then he said that she showed up in the house at the hotel.
Oh yeah, the next day,
knocking and stuff like that. I think that that's just something for her to get him upset. You know, when she was there with all her bags, like, so I was like, yo, that would be me though. Like, if you did some shady shit, I'd be like, fuck that shit. Get all my stuff. I'd be struggling, like, don't help me. And like struggling, like going down the steps. You to hear would be like, could you help me with my bags?
Listen, I'm packing up my stuff. Can you please take it downstairs for me?
Take it downstairs. I would be like, no, I got this. Like, you would be like, I'm gonna need you to bring that down, all my stuff down for me, everything.
And can you please put it in the cab? Thank you.
Oh, and you need to put it in the cab. I would be there struggling, like, oh my God.
Got it. Don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my stuff. I got it.
Yo, she was struggling. I was looking at her and I was like, that would be me.
She packed up mad fast. I'm like, yo.
I would have done the same thing though. She did a good show there. She was like,
that was a hot mess. I don't know about them. And then Colt talking about she's violent, and I don't know. He acts like he's not used to it. Larissa was the same thing, so he should be used to it. I don't know.
Larissa's another hot mess.
Speaking of Larissa, first of all, I think Eric has some kind of crazy going on that we don't know about, because the fact that all her friends hate him, I'm like, what happened off camera?
Yeah, I don't know. Right. Yeah. He's very weird the way he speaks. You know, he talks with
his mannerisms. Yes. And
I'm like,
go with what he's
I get so distracted with his hands and I'm like, wait, what?
And then the way he argues, he's like, you're not Dolly Parton, like wearing your bathrobe. Like, what? I would never have thought.
And I'm like, I don't think she understood that.
Yeah, like, she probably don't even know who that is, but okay, like.
Right.
I don't know. That was really weird. But I feel bad, very little bit bad for Larissa, because she has no self-respect. Like, for her to put around from house to house, and you have kids somewhere that you're not taking care of. How desperate.
No, she's thinking about falling in love, and she got kids too.
I'm hoping that she's doing that to stay on the show and get the TLC check for her kids, because she's really making a fool out of herself.
Yes.
And then, but maybe not, because she keeps getting her face and her boobs and her body done. So
right. And then didn't she ask her dad for money so that she could get her nose done? Wasn't it that?
She did ask him for something. I don't even remember. Yeah, that's crazy.
Instead of maybe using that money to, I don't know, get your own place.
Exactly. Hello, exactly. Because now she's gonna have to go back to Carmen's place, I guess, because at one point they were arguing and Eric was like, "No, you need to go pack up your bags."
Right.
I'm not leaving tonight or something like that. You're not leaving tonight. Then I would have been like, tonight. I'm out. All right, fine, I'm out.
Yeah, and then the way, like, I understand, and I'm just like, why is she digging up old information? Like, it was when they were broken up. Granted, what he said was disrespectful or whatever it is, but why did she open this up when they were moving past whatever happened?
Exactly.
And they were moving forward. Why are you going to the past?
Because they act like they're in high school, honestly, both of them. Sure, for me, I can't even.
And she's just like, I think she's then at the end she started crying. I think it's because she's insecure that she's stuck on that. He said that they had bad sex.
Yeah, and that she's not experienced, even though she has 2 kids.
So she's like, I guess she feels insecure about that, and I guess maybe that really touched a spot for her. Maybe because in some ways she sees herself as like she wants to present herself as, I don't know, like a pretty and I don't know, whatever. Even though all that stuff that she did to her face and whatever the hell she's done, she look a hot mess.
Yeah, she still does. Because when she took off that makeup, but I shouldn't say.
I'm like,
but honey, put it back
on. I was like, whoa, you need to put on back the makeup or something because she looks.
You can see her whole face. Like, yeah, you're right. That whole thing just like broke her. Because it was like he talked about our intimacy. I mean, yeah, that sucks.
So I think that she's like hurt that he said those things. But I'm just like, you had to know that you guys are moving forward, not back. Like this happened before. And then she's like, I want you to tell me everything that you said. And he's like, I don't know, I was talking shit. Like, I don't know what I was saying.
That's in the past.
Like, I don't know what I said. Like, I can't sit here and tell you.
And that's not going to help anything, honestly, to hear.
It's not. How is it going to help you guys to move forward?
Exactly. I
don't know. This is a interesting.
This season is pretty good, though. I will say that.
It's some really good couples here.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
I think the most interesting, Andrei and Libby. You're right, Andrei and Libby, and Asuelu and Kalani.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're. Mm-hmm. I hope Asuelu gets it together, though.
No, he's a great guy. I think he's a nice guy. He has a good heart. He is very innocent, and it seems like.
When he told her, like, he's like, American women have it easy. You have a dishwasher.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, and we have it harder because we have to work over here. You know what I'm saying? Like how he was like, women in Samoa, they can stay at home and they easily clean up. First of all, it's not easy at all to stay at home all day and clean up, cook. Because you're staying at home all day cooking 3 meals. I'm not even going to go into it because we on quarantine and I had to do it for the last few months. But it's not easy at all. But over in America, we have to work because we're trying to pay for, to live pretty much in a decent place. So women have to work and do all the other stuff. So it's even harder.
So he's just like, you have a laundry thing, washer and dryer.
Everything manually, but damn, I mean, it's still hard.
Yeah, that was funny when he was in there. I was like, oh my God. Like, he
was talking to the father. It's like I felt like he was like an 8-year-old. Like, and then I said this, and then I said this, and then I cursed at her. Like it was like he was scared, and then it was also like I also felt like let me vent to somebody, and then the father was still like, yeah, because I'll put hands on you. Like what?
Right. I'm just
trying to meet him. Like try to like I don't know, create some kind of relationship with him, like where you can help him.
Yeah, it's more like
bad, and he's your son-in-law.
Yeah, it's more like I just want him to fear me.
Right.
But I'm like, I don't think that that's even working because he's still talking crazy to your daughter anyway. So
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, but those are my favorite couples. Asuelu, Kalani, Andrei, and Libby. I hope they work out, Asuelu and Kalani, though.
Libby needs to leave Andrei alone. I don't care. I think if he's not abusive now, he's gonna be abusive. I don't trust people. I don't like his aggression. I don't like the way he talks to her. I didn't like it in Florida, and it's just worse in Moldova.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder how this wedding's gonna be.
If they make it to the wedding.
I fear for Sinjin and Tanya. I don't know.
But Tanya is so pretty. I don't know, like this season, like her hair is popping. She's so pretty. I'm like, oh my God. But
yeah, her hair is looking really nice in the she looked nice. But I mean, and then he's gained a lot of weight.
Yeah, he's depressed. He's sad, and he's been drinking all that beer.
I know.
Thing.
Yeah.
No, but you know who gained weight in Pillow Talk? What's the guy, David? The David and Annie. Annie's from Thailand, and David is the older guy with the bald head. And they sit.
Oh, I only know him from. They did a quarantine thing.
Yes. Oh, okay. So before he was way smaller. He gained a lot of weight. That's a big dude.
He looked heavy. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Before he was like normal.
Yeah, he looked heavy. But yeah, I didn't see that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I just started watching 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, okay.
Like, this is like my quarantine.
So I watched this one, I watched The Other Way, and I watched, well, now they just told me this, I just started watching, what is it? Marriage Boot Camp, Hip Hop Stars. This is my first season.
Yeah, that one's interesting.
Yeah. I have my thoughts. They're pretty controversial, I'm sure, but whatever.
Yeah. I haven't watched all of it.
Okay.
But I've seen clips.
Yeah, it's a mess.
That's a mess.
But that's another.
A whole other. Girl, we will be here.
This was fun.
I know. It was. I feel like we were back at work.
I know. So we have to have more Zoom meetups. No, we have to meet up in person now and eat outside somewhere.
Eat outside somewhere, I know, right? With our masks.
Yeah.
It was crazy. New norm.
Thank you. I gotta let you go to sleep though.
That's all right.
Okay. Thank you.
This was fun.
You have to bring some alcohol with you. I already feel lightheaded because I don't ever drink. I haven't drunk in like 2 years since I've been pregnant and breastfeeding. So.
Oh, that's right. All right, drink on.
Hey.
That's right.
Yeah.
You better finish that.
Yeah, I am. I'm happy tonight.
All right. Well, this was cool.
Yes, thank you for coming. Okay, we'll do it again.
Having me. All right. Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.